We are under the lights this evening as we get you set for another edition of Baseball on the Show. Ought to be a good one here between the Milwaukee Brewers and the Chicago Cubs. Chicago find themselves on a 5-game skid. They'll try to get back on track next. Jose Quintana will do the pitching in Game 3 of the series. What do we need to know here, Danny?
Hey, every team needs a pitcher like this one here. His numbers aren't going to blow you away. Career ERA just under 4. But one thing he does, he takes the ball every 5 days, throws strikes, and gives his team a chance to win every single time he goes out there. He'll be fun to watch in this one here today.
In now is Lorenzo Cain. He'll get us started in this one under the lights. And that one's in on the hands to start the inning. It's ball 1. Well, guys, as we look at the Cubs coming into play here tonight, they come into this one in need of some kind of spark to turn them around as they find themselves in the midst of a 5-game slide.
706.
The 1-0. Fouled away. And he finds a way to catch the zone here. It's 1-2. And now a pitch on the way. And it's fouled away. Line to the right side. A leaping try, but it's out of his reach and into the outfield. And this one will bounce into the wall. And he's going to get to second now with nobody out.
Now that is the way you want to start a game on the road. He comes out swinging and stands at second as the first base runner of the night. Now we'll see if his teammates can pick him up and if they can punch first.
Now a pickoff play at second, and they got him. Here's Brock Holt now. And he is frozen on a good curveball that started at his hip at strike 1. Coming down in buckets, cats and dogs, insert metaphor here, and the forecast is not showing any signs of relief.
You know, one of the big issues is player safety, and right now this field is getting sloppy wet, Matt, and I don't know how much more rain this field can take.
And a diving effort there, but it'll come up empty. It's a base hit.
Hey, after that hit right there, Dero, that extends his hitting streak to 6 games.
Yeah, no doubt about it. 6 days in a row with knocks will help you sleep better at night, Dan.
And here's Christian Yelich now. And as you can tell easily from the splits, he's really struggled away from their home ballpark. Here comes the first pitch. Yanked fouled off to the right. Well, you don't need us to tell you it's really starting to come down out there. I can't imagine the umpires will let this go too much longer if it doesn't ease up.
Well, you could say that again, Matt. It's raining cats and dogs out there. Make sure you don't step in a poodle. I think it's time to get the grounds crew out.
And a fastball swung on and missed as he just reared back there. 2 away.
The left fielder, number 24, Avisaíl Garcia.
So here is Avisaíl Garcia as he'll watch a first pitch curveball drop in there for strike 1. He's back in the starting lineup for this one after sitting out last night's game. Lifted down the line in left. And this is going to get down. It's a foul ball. knocked him up. Rizzo waits on it, and the inning is over. Milwaukee leaves one. Now the Cubbies will get their first crack. No score. Brett Anderson gets the start for Milwaukee in this one. Dan Plesac, what do you got?
Hey, you can tell by this strikeout to walk ratio 2-to-1 that this guy is more a pitch to contact guy than a strikeout walk guy.
Striding in, Javier Baez. He'll lead things off here in the bottom half of the first.
For the Cubs, the shortstop.
Here it comes.
Baez.
Back up the middle and in for a base hit. With that, the Cubs get their leadoff man aboard.
That had to be in the scouting report right there. You don't see too many 0-0 breaking ball ambushes in the game, and he had to know that pitch was coming.
At the plate, David Bodie. He swings and grounds it to short. Garcia gloves it. One there. On to first, a double play.
Batting third, the third baseman, Bryant.
So striding forward now, Chris Bryant. He's seen that average climb during his 7-game hitting streak. Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes.
Nope. Ball one.
And guys, we take a look at the Brewers entering play here tonight. 4-2 over their last 6 games, including a win last time out.
Yeah, Matty, coming off last night's W, we had a chance to catch up with the manager. He just liked the way guys are playing. They're showing up to the yard ready to go. They're playing as a collective group. A lot of good things happening in this clubhouse.
Time for a look at the umpires working this one. Behind the plate is Darryl Parker.
Hey, not a very big strike zone, but a strike zone that kind of moves around a little bit too much for my liking.
Yeah, Dan, I know there's not a clear scouting report with Darryl. I'll tell you what, you're going to know in the first 2 innings where he's going to be.
Way outside, nearly to the backstop. 2-1. All even now, 2-2. 2 out, nobody on. High in the air out to center field. Kane is under it. And that ends the inning. Cubs are down quietly. Still no score. Second inning coming up in Chicago. And with more on the weather forecast, here's Heidi Watney.
Matt, I am hearing that heavier rain is expected to pass through the ballpark at some point later in the game. The umpiring crew would, of course, like to get this one in uninterrupted, but it is possible that we could be looking at some sort of a delay if they determine the weather is impacting the play on the field.
All right, Heidi, thanks. We'll hope for the best, of course, but guys, you have to assume these players are probably going to be impacted by this weather at least a little.
Yeah, Matty, 100% it's going to be bothersome. They're going to have to watch their spikes. They're going to have to maybe gather themselves to get that extra grip on the baseball. But from a position player standpoint, you just can't lose focus. Starting pitchers are the ones that are going to have the most problems with it.
The windup and the 0-1. Chased a low ball there, and he's quickly down in the count 0-2.
Hey, obviously he had a pretty good gauge on that first heater right there. He was super aggressive, thought he was getting another one, slowed him down with the curveball. That's the cat and mouse.
Fielded cleanly. Throw to first will be in time, and there's one gone here to start the second.
Batting fifth, the second baseman, Eric Sogard.
Here's Eric Sogard. He comes in today leading the National League in hitting this year.
What a season this guy's having. He leads the league in on-base percentage, so he's mixing in some hits. He's also drawing some walks. A great combo. Any way you slice it, this guy knows how to get on base.
Ready to deliver. Here's the first pitch. Fouled off. Another one fouled off, and he's quickly behind 0-2. Sogard, affectionately referred to as nerd power thanks to the signature specs. He was taken in the second round back in the draft of 2007.
Yeah, he has turned himself into a really nice ball player. I wouldn't put him on the superstar level, but you know what? They didn't miss with this pick either. You go into high rounds and you carve out a career the way this guy has, nice pick.
No score here as we play inning number 2. Lofted in the air out toward right center. Souza is under it. He's got it, and there are 2 down now.
Batting 7th, the catcher, number 9, Manny Pena.
Digging in now for the Brewers, Manny Pena, and the home-away splits tell us he's actually quite a bit better hitting on the road than he is at home. First delivery to him on the way. Bases are empty here with 2 men out. And here's a curveball in the dirt that time for a ball. 1-1. And a breaking ball runs in and gets him, and I doubt there was any intent behind that.
And I'm sure that one stings a little bit. The best revenge he can get for his pain is to find a way to come around to score. We'll see if his guys can move him around the bases.
Next to bat, Orlando Arcia. In past meetings with Jose Quintana, comes in with 6 hits in 31 tries. He also has 1 home run. He's set. Here it comes. And this ball's going to find the seats down the left field line. Foul, strike 1. Now an off-speed pitch that nearly ran in and got him.
Well, he came right back in there after he hit the previous batter. I like that. If you're going to work inside, you're going to hit a few guys, but you can't let that change your game plan.
He's set. Here comes the 1-1.
Hey! 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Pretty good breaking ball to lay off of right there. If I'm pitching, I might think this guy might be sitting on something off speed.
The 2-2. Doesn't get the zone. Count full now.
Good spot for an RBI. Put the ball in play with the runner in motion. He could score all the way from first.
Pena, the runner at first with 2 gone. And that misses, ball 4, so it's first and second now with 2 out.
He did not want to let the hitter off the hook with 2 outs, and now he's got a runner in scoring position to deal with.
Brett Anderson.
Now to the plate, the pitcher, Brett Anderson. 2s all over the place. 2 on, 2 out, and of course, here in inning number 2. He's ready. Here's the first offering. Starts him with a good rising fastball there for strike 1.
Hey, either this hitter needs a cup of coffee or he was sitting off speed right there.
And he lays off for ball 1.
You know he's probably cheating on that inside pitch after he got jammed earlier. If you're on the mound right now, you want to try to hit that outside corner, and there's a pretty good chance you'll get him to roll over something.
The set and the 1-1. Two down, runners at first and second. And this is popped up near second base. Baez moving to his left, makes the catch, and that'll retire the side. Brewers strand a couple. We'll go to the bottom of the second, no score. Last half of the second set to go. And stepping up to hit next, the catcher Wilson Contreras. First offering on its way.
Ball. Hey.
And it's 1-2. Now here's the pitch. Hit sharply toward the right side. But this is right at him in right field as he hardly has to move to take it in for the first out.
The first baseman, Anthony Rizzo.
So the base is empty here with one away. And into bat next, the left-handed hitting first baseman, Anthony Rizzo. Infield in the overshift here. Now the pitch. Too much dip on the sinker, laid off for a ball. Against left-handed pitching so far this season, Rizzo hits in the 240s, so there's room for improvement in that regard.
This is the classic case of the modern-day ball player right there. You can have the batting average if your OPS is north of 800.
On the year, Rizzo is working with a slugging percentage over .550, so there's no denying he's one of the premier power bats in the league. A ball and 2 strikes to Anthony Rizzo.
Great job by the pitcher right there, changing eye levels. We all know he's a sinker ball pitcher, but if he could throw some four-seamers up in the zone like that, it could work for him.
Bottom of the second here with no score. High fly ball out to straightaway center. Kane is under it. He hauls it in without any trouble, and there are 2 away.
Batting 6, the left fielder, Kyle Schwarber.
Settling in now, Kyle Schwarber will try to make something happen with 2 gone in the bottom of the second. First pitch coming, here it is. And right into the shift. And he'll step on the bag himself, and the inning is over. Pretty painless half of the inning, all told. We'll go now to the top of the third. And we are tied 0-0. Trying to pick things up where he left off, Lorenzo Cain. He'll look to get something going here in this scoreless ball game. Here's the first pitch to him. And a fastball's in there for strike 1.
0-1's the count.
A 1-1 count to the Brewers leadoff man. Now the 1-1 pitch. Misses, ball 2.
Hey, after the double in his first at bat, looks like he's trying to pitch around this guy a little bit.
Now the 2-1 is swung on and missed, and that's strike 2.
The MO of this pitcher in the early going is certainly establishing the inside part of the plate. He has been dominant. Sometimes you just got to tip your hat if a guy can effectively, consistently pitch inside like he is.
And a good curveball gets him swinging for rap number 1.
That swing tells me he was really trying to get a pitch out front and rip it down the line, but that wasn't a great pitch to do it on. It's really not the best two-strike approach either.
So now to the plate, Brock Holt, as he looks at a fastball that's in there for strike 1. A base hit in his first trip. The windup and the 0-1. Third inning, no score to this point. Oh, and he dusted him off the plate that time. Some mind games being played now. It's 1-2.
I like that he tried to tie him up inside on that pitch, but it was a little bit of a risky situation because if you're off just a little bit, you can end up plunking a guy. That's the last thing you want to do when you've got a guy 0-2.
Got him swinging. Chased it well out of the zone, and there are 2 gone.
Pretty impressive back-to-back strikeouts to start the inning. What's even more important is now he gets to face the middle of the order without anybody on base for them to drive in.
In is Christian Yelich. As the first pitch misses to him, it's ball 1. 0 for 1 here in the early going. This is hit high in the air out toward left center. Schwarber is going to have room out there as he puts this away to retire the side. Gone in order are the Brewers. Home half of the third coming up. No score.
Welcome back as the Cubs look to get their bats going here in the third inning. And you can say they've been trying to do that pretty much all year. Entering the day, they ranked near the bottom of the league in batting average, on-base percentage, and slugging. So it's clear this is a work in progress. One player told me before the game, it's a difficult thing to go through. We're all competitive guys, and we believe in ourselves, but we're obviously not getting the results we need. Now, one coach told me that despite the numbers being what they are, he's seeing a lot of development happening, so he's optimistic about what the future holds, especially for some of their younger players. Back to you, Matt.
Good stuff, Heidi. Thanks. Now Anderson right back after it here as he jumps ahead of the leadoff man. 0-1. Off the plate, 1 ball, 1 strike. The 1-1 home. Hit the other way out toward right field. Yelich is under it. 1 away.
Batting 8, the center fielder, Albert Almora.
Digging in, Albert Almora. He'll get to take his first cuts here. Now the pitch. Sinker runs outside to start the at-bat. 1-0. Almora, a 25-year-old. He's a 5-year vet at the major league level. And that pitch misses in the dirt, and it's 2-0 now.
It's never advantageous to fall behind 2-0 as a pitcher, but if you're going to do it, it's far better to do it with a guy down in the bottom of the order. Time for a challenge fastball right here, though.
Hit hard on the ground towards second, and that is through into center field for a 1-out single.
Nice execution right there, Dan. Kept his front shoulder in, kept his hands inside the baseball, and ripped the base hit up the middle.
And if you're a pitcher right there, you can't get discouraged. Sometimes even when you make a good pitch, the ball's going to find a hole somewhere. That one right up the middle.
Standing in now, Jose Quintana. And you can't ask for much more out of a pitcher than that. The sacrifice works to perfection.
Now batting, the shortstop, Javier Baez.
Here's Javier Baez, runner in scoring position with 2 gone. Here's the first offering.
Ball, that's inside.
Here's the 1-0.
Ball, that's down.
Outside, 3-0 now. David Bodie would be next if they can keep this inning alive. The 3-0 pitch. And that misses, ball 4, so it's first and second now with 2 out.
Up next to the Cubs, the second baseman, David.
Coming to the plate now, David Bodie. And he could give his guys an early lead if he can come through here. First delivery to him on the way. So far this year against Southpaws, Bodie is below the Mendoza line. Batting average under 200, unfortunately.
Matty, he struggled this season against left-handed pitching, but maybe a little shot of confidence with the manager putting him in the lineup today. I'm going to need to see a better game plan out of the hitter right here. That ball was at his eyes.
A swing and a miss as he chased with 2 strikes, and that will retire the side. Cubs strand a couple. We'll head to the 4th, still scoreless. So here's Avisail Garcia. He'll try to get it going here to begin the 4th.
This game is rolling right along as we move into the middle innings with no score. You'd think by now one of these two teams would be able to get some base runners on and get them in, but that hasn't been the case.
0-1 the count. Here comes the pitch for Garcia. A swing and a drive sent out toward the gap. And he is going to have extra bases to start the 4th. And the Brewers get a man into scoring position on the leadoff double.
When you heard the crack of the bat, you just knew that was going to get down for an extra base hit. Great way to start an inning, that's for sure.
Here's Jed Jerko now, and he'll hit with a chance to push across the game's first run.
Yeah, great RBI opportunity here, but at the very least, he needs to find a way to advance that runner to third. Small things like that in a tight game can make a big difference.
He's set and the pitch. And he lays off there 1-0. One and one the count to the Brewers' first baseman. To 1-2 now. Fly ball out toward left center field. And he can't track it down as this ball falls.
And that's a base hit right there on a hanging 2-strike changeup.
And that's one we like to call a hanger right there. You see it high, you let it fly. Nice job by the offensive player.
Into the box now, Eric Sogard, as he will take strike 1 on the fastball here. No balls and a strike. 0 for 1 for him here in this one. Nothing in 1 count. Here it comes.
Nope, that's inside.
Wanted to get the front door curveball on the inside corner there, but it backed up a little and stayed off the corner.
Hit hard on the ground towards second. Scooped up the second for one. On to Rizzo at first, and they get them both.
Oh, that's a rally killer right there. They were in great shape with 2 on and nobody out. But the double play is the last thing you want in that situation. Just a runner at third now, but there's 2 outs.
So a man at third here with 2 gone. And up next is the catcher, Manny Pena. First offering on its way. Comes set, the 0-1. High and deep down the left field line. And that will end up a foul ball. No score at this point, but a 2-out hit could get a runner in from third. And another foul ball. Grounded to short. Baez has it. Throw in time, and the side is retired. Brewers strand 1. On to the bottom of the 4th now, still with no score. Digging in next will be Chris Bryant. Flied out in his first at-bat, so make him 0 for 1 so far.
Almost, Matty. Almost went deep his last AB. Certainly just missed it. With this guy's big power, he's feeling pretty good at the dish. Look for him to try and get on something and drive it out of the yard this AB.
And this misses the outside corner, so it's knotted up at 1-1. And here's a slider for a called strike, and he's behind 1-2 now. Hit the other way out toward right field. Yelich on the move. He gets there and makes the play for the first out.
The catcher, number 40, Wilson Contreras.
Now batting, Wilson Contreras. Hit it hard but lined out in his first at-bat.
Yeah, Matty, it's always a little frustrating when you square one up. You hit a solid line drive like he did, and all you have to show for it is a jog back to the dugout. That can get in your head for a little while.
And a slider tails outside for ball 1. Contreras in front, 2 balls and no strikes.
That's where he wants that sinker to end up, but that was a nice job of laying off.
Swing and a line drive, but just foul. No runs, 2 hits, no errors so far for the Cubbies. 2-2 to the Cubs catcher. Swing and a miss as they got him with the slider there, 2 away.
You know what was really impressive to me about that strikeout? He fell behind 2-0 to start the at-bat. That's a pretty bad place to be, but then he kind of refocused himself and came right back with 3 quality pitches in a row to sit him down. That's not easy to do, but now his focus has to hone in on getting ahead on the next guy.
Left side, but well fouled. So far, 0 for 1 with a flyout. And he fouls this one off. Down and away, it's a ball and 2 strikes.
As a hitter, you got to be staunch in your game plan. You know he has a nasty changeup, and you got to fight to make sure it's in the zone. That's a great take right there.
Slider whiffed on for strike 3. A great pitch to put an end to the inning.
3 up, 3 down for the Cubs. Through 4, still tied, 0-0. Welcome back. Heidi Watney standing by as we get set for the top of the 5th.
Well, Matt, during the break, I caught up with Craig Counsell, the Brewers skipper, about his lineup's performance so far. And one thing he mentioned to me was the lack of discipline he's seeing out of their at-bats right now. He said they've been chasing at pitches out of the zone all game, which obviously doesn't usually lead to good results. Until they start being more selective with their swings, he said they will continue to struggle.
Okay, thank you, Heidi. All ready to go in the top of the 5th. And coming forward now is the shortstop, Orlando Arcia. First offering on its way.
Count 1-0.
The 1-0 is a fastball down below the knees. That'll find its way out of play. Still going to have a good hitter's count. 2-1 now. Here's the pitch. At the knees for a called strike, and it's back to even at 2-2. And he comes back with one down and in for ball 3.
You can bet they'd love ball 4 here. That gives the pitcher on deck an obvious bunt situation to move the runner into scoring position.
Hit on the ground toward the left. Bryant's got it. And the 5th inning will start with a ground out, 1 away.
The pitcher, number 25, Brett Anderson.
So here now is the pitcher, Brett Anderson. He popped out in his first trip.
Yeah, I don't mind him trying to drive the ball in the air, but he can't collapse the backside, and that's exactly what he did in his last at bat. Look for him to stay a little taller and keep that upper half a little bit more over him.
No balls and 1 strike. The windup and the 0-1. Fastball well outside. No runs, 4 hits, and no errors on the Milwaukee line score so far. 1-2 to the Brewers pitcher.
1-2.
Still a ball and 2 strikes. The 1-2. He swung on and missed. He got him on strikes. Good job of making him chase a pitch for the strikeout there.
Yeah, Matt, that's the advantage of getting ahead in the count. You can really force hitters to expand their zone and protect. And when they're in that mode, getting them to go after a pitch they can't do much with becomes a lot easier.
And in to hit next is Lorenzo Cain. As the first pitch to him is taken low and away for ball 1. Two and 0 to the Brewers center fielder. Two and 1 after the foul ball there. Line drive to left. A dive, but it's off his glove. So a solid single to left, and that gives him a multi-hit game here tonight. And with that, we'll take a look at the current Milwaukee leaderboard to find that his total is currently tops on the roster in that department. Stepping in now, Brock Holt, as he'll look at a breaking ball that misses for ball 1. A hit and 2 tries for him so far. 1-0. Is a fastball that misses.
Hey, you want to talk about being in a zone? This guy's been raking lately, and it all starts with his pitch selection. 2 great takes, and he's almost daring the pitcher just go ahead and challenge him.
That one's in there on the black. 2-1. A runner on first with 2 away. This is hit the other way out toward left field. Left fielder giving chase. He can't get there, so the inning will continue.
Hey, after back-to-back 2-out hits right now, this pitcher thought he was going to cruise through this inning, and now he's got traffic, and he's in jeopardy with a ball in the gap or a ball missed over the heart of the plate, a crooked number going on the board.
At the plate, Christian Yelich, as the first pitch to him is in there for a called strike 1. 0 for 2 from him so far in this one. That's over, but low. It's a ball and a strike.
We've seen this before. Fastballs in, then breaking balls away. That's been his plan of attack throughout the first half of this game.
Here's the 1-1. Hard hit ball to second. Reined in. And the 2-out threat will not come to pass as the inning is over. So it's no runs on 2 hits, no errors, and 2 men left stranded. Home half of the 5th coming up, and we still have no score. Welcome back for the bottom of the 5th. Here's Heidi Watney.
Thanks, Matt. In between innings, I was able to catch up with the manager of the Cubs to discuss his thoughts on his lineup so far. And he told me he's pretty unhappy with their discipline at the plate in this one. He said that they're playing right into the pitcher's game plan today by expanding the strike zone way too often. Instead of swinging at pitches in the strike zone that they can do something with, they're often chasing at pitches out of the zone, which is resulting in a lot of their outs. Going forward, they have to start being more selective, guys.
Leading off.
Okay, thank you, Heidi.
The left fielder, Kyle Schwarber.
Here's the first pitch to him. As anticipated, here's a ground ball now to the right side. Oh, and it eats him up a bit.
Hey, guys, I think the pitcher was just trying to steal a strike right there. I do not think he expected to get ambushed on an 0-0 get-me-over breaking ball. But that's exactly what happened.
Stepping up now, Steven Souza. He's 0 for 1 thus far. First pitch coming. Here it is. Liner toward right center. And that's a base hit. 1 for 2 in his first couple of plate appearances. And now they'll have runners at the corners to start off the inning.
Danny, how frustrating is this right here? First and third, you got problems all over the place.
Come right out of the dugout, right? You're starting an inning fresh. You're expecting to have a 1-2-3 inning. You look up, and all of a sudden, first and third, nobody out. It's time to make some good pitches.
And prior to the first pitch, he'll look to first. Runners back. So here's Albert Almora next, as the first pitch to him is off the plate for a ball, 1-0.
Well, they've yet to hang a number on the scoreboard, but it looks like they've got a great opportunity for them to break through. Going to be pretty demoralizing if they can't.
The 1-0 home. High fly ball out to straightaway center. Kane is under it. He makes the catch. Here comes the runner from third. And they're going to take a 1-0 lead as the run comes across to score.
This has pretty much been a pitcher's duel so far, so any way you can score a run, in a sac fly right there brings home the first run of the game here in the middle innings.
And now the Cubs pitcher, Jose Quintana. 1 in, 1 out, and 1 on here in the inning. He's ready. Here's the first offering. Squaring to bunt, but this is a foul ball. Runner at first here, one man out. And he'll try to bunt that man to second, but this one kicks foul. And now a two-strike bunt attempt here as this one's down. To second for one. Relay to first in time, and just like that, this side is retired. 2 hits in the inning lead to a run for Chicago. We're through 5 here at the ballpark. The Cubbies are in front, 1-0. Digging in once again, Avisail Garcia. He'll lead things off here in this one-run contest. Here comes the pitch for Garcia. And here's a fastball called for strike 1.
0-1.
Smoked on the ground left side. And a base hit, so the leadoff man is on to begin the inning.
Yeah, he's got the outs when he's needed them and seems to be really comfortable pitching from the stretch. Hard to keep that up over several innings, though.
Here's Jed Jerko now. He'll swing and lift a ball foul off to the left and out of play. So far this year against Southpaws, Jerko is a batting line residing in the 230s.
He'd be the first to tell you he's not happy with his batting average this season, but he can beat you in a variety of different ways, and he has to because he wouldn't be here otherwise.
1-1 the count now. Chopped at the plate, but that one rolls foul. Hoping to send him packing. Pitch on its way, and this is on the ground is short. Could be 2. 1 there on to first, and they turn the double play.
Well, they got the tying run on base, but one ground ball later, and it's gone. He's going to be frustrated with himself after that.
Ready now, Eric Sogard. 0 for 2 for him to this point. Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes.
Inside, ball 1.
The 1-0. There's a swing and a drive hit well out to right field. Souza going back at the track. And he makes a nice catch on the track as that ends the inning. Brewers go down quietly. They're down 1-0. Stepping in, Javier Baez. It was a walk in his last trip.
Not shortstop, Javier Baez.
First delivery to him on the way. This is line to left. Garcia arranged to his left as he tracks this one down in left center for the first out.
Well, he hit that ball pretty well, but the only problem was that he pulled off it just a bit. The location was a little on the outer half, so he would have hit it even better if he would have stayed through the middle of the field with it.
So digging in now, David Bodie. He started out the evening 0 for 2 so far. First pitch of the at-bat on its way. Hit hard back up the middle, and that finds its way into center for a 1-out base hit.
Boy, that's a really good pitch, Mark, right there, down in the zone. That's when, as a pitcher, you just kind of have to shake your head and tip your cap to the batter.
Yeah, right there. You're looking to just either foul that off or stay in there and survive. He found a way to not only stay in there and survive, but drive it up the middle for a knock. From the stretch, here's the pitch. In there for strike 1.
Boys, we see the pitch count. It's hard to remember the last time we saw a guy pitch this efficiently.
Hey, this guy has really been attacking the zone, and this lineup has been more than happy to swing at a lot of pitchers' pitches so far.
And he misses with it, 1-1.
1-1.
Runners on first with one down. Swing and a miss on the sinker, and it's 1-2.
2 strikes.
Great pitch in that situation. If he makes contact on that one, more than likely he's hitting into a double play.
High and deep down the left field line. And this will not be caught. It's a foul ball. Really pulled that one across as the slider misses well inside. Inside with the slider, and that'll back him up a bit.
We could see the runner in motion here on a 3-2 count with one out. There's a pretty good chance he's going to get a pitch to swing at, and if not, it's ball 4 anyways.
Now the payoff pitch home. Now a chopper to second. This will be a tough turn. Fielded by Sogard. There's one. The relay not in time as he beats the throw by a step. So that one wasn't quite hit sharply enough to turn two.
Well, when you get a ground ball in a double play situation, you always want to turn it, but that was a tough hit to do it on. You don't want to rush and make a mistake and get no out, so that was a good job to at least get the runner going into second.
First pitch of the at-bat. Wilson Contreras is at the plate now, and he takes a cold strike. Hit to first. And he'll step on the bag himself, and the inning is over. Cubs strand one, but they're up 1-0. So coming to the plate, Manny Pena. And guys, 7th inning already. Hey, I'm not complaining, but this one's been flying by.
Yeah, I'll agree with that, Nat. That's what you get when both starting pitchers have it working. Neither of them have been nibbling around the strike zone at all, and they've trusted their defense to make the plays, and they've done just that.
Yeah, and it's resulted in a game that could really go either way in these late innings. Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes. A couple of righties starting to loosen now in the bullpen. Good breaking ball there, laid off for the second strike.
His command has been outstanding so far, hitting nearly all of the spots, and that's been a big factor why he's been so successful up to this point.
Just a bit high with the fastball, but didn't get the call.
Pretty standard fastball right there, 0-2. Now he's changed the eye level of the batter so he can start working something in like an off-speed curveball down in the zone.
This one's blooped out toward right center field, and that's going to be a base hit. So the possible tying run is aboard here to start the 7th.
And that's just another base hit in a long line of many. Seems like he's been pitching from the stretch the entire game, but somehow he's still got a shutout going. We'll see how long he can make this last.
In now, Orlando Arcia. As the first pitch here's a bit high, it's ball 1. He was retired via the ground ball last time up. The 1-0 is a fastball in off the plate for a ball. The 2-0.
That's ball three.
Well, he was definitely looking fastball here, and he got one. But that was good discipline to lay off and get himself into a 3-0 count.
From the belt, the pitch. And he'll just make him throw one over here. 3-1. Hitters count all the way. Here it comes. Hit hard on the ground to short. And through into left field. Back-to-back hits have him set up to start the 7th.
Yeah, Matt, back-to-back base knocks right off the bat here. As we take a look at the numbers, you see they aren't that bad, but he's definitely got into a no-out jam here. We'll see if he can get out of it.
Here comes the Chicago skipper now up out of the dugout on his way to the mound. And he's going to make a change, as that'll do it for Jose Quintana. So as he departs, his fate is still up in the air. He could stand to win it. He could get a no decision. He could even be on the hook for the loss if both runners come around to score.
Your attention, please.
So with a left-handed hitter waiting, they'll go to their own left-hander out of the bullpen.
Ryan.
To the plate now, Brett Anderson. As he'll square around to bunt, then pull back for ball 1. Ryan is adjusting to the new normal as MLB now mandates that relievers reach the end of an inning or face 3 or more batters before being replaced. And for a one-time lefty specialist like this, that's a big change. And he pulls back the bunt attempt, 2-0.
Boy, the Brewers haven't done much up to this point. They need to get something going, and they need to get it going right now.
Now a bunt attempt here. Bryant is there, and he'll bring this one in.
The center fielder, number 6, Lorenzo.
So striding in, Lorenzo Cain, as he'll look to bring home that tying run from second with a base hit into the outfield. He's ready. Here's the first offering.
Oh, that pitch is out.
He'll be fine coming out of the bullpen in this one if he can keep the ball around the knees like that.
The 1-1. Now a ball swung on and heading for the stands in right, and that'll move the count to 1-2 now. From the belt, the pitch. Grounded down the third baseline. But this is a foul ball as the count holds steady at 1-2. 1 out with the possible tying and go-ahead runs on base here. Into center field, line drive base hit. Long throw to the plate. They can't make the tag on him. He's safe. And this ball game is tied here in the 7th.
You know, D-Row, in today's game, it's not easy scoring in the late innings, so that RBI base hit to tie things up, that comes at a really good time.
Yeah, I say it's not easy. They got 11 guys in the bullpen, and I don't think a guy throws under 97 miles an hour with sink and cut. That is unbelievable he's able to get that knock in that big spot.
So now to the plate, Brock Holt, as he'll pop this one foul off to the left and out of play. So far, 2 for 3 in this one. He's set. Here's the 0-1.
Ball. One ball, one strike. Outside, that's a ball.
Never tempted to swing at that ball down low. It's ball 3.
I love the approach out on the mound. Everything's down in the zone as it should be, but now you find yourself in a 3-1 count. Do you elevate a little bit more and get back in this zone, or you just pitch around them?
From the stretch. And that misses for ball 4. So the potential go-ahead run moves over to third now.
I think he was trying to be a little too fine there, and a walk is the result. Well, the good news is he has a force at every base. The bad news? A single probably drives in a couple of runs.
In now, Christian Yelich. It's been a rough go of things at the plate for him so far, but his guys are looking for him to change that right here.
Yeah, nothing better than coming through for the boys in a tight game, Matt, especially when you're kind of due to do something productive.
Here's the first pitch to him. Bases are loaded with only one out. Behind 0-2 now. Again, another foul ball. Well hit on a line, and that'll get down into left center field. 1 run scores.
Well, that's a huge base hit right there, dear. We're getting late into this one, and that gives them the lead by 2.
Yeah, that could be a backbreaker right there. We'll see how this one ends up, but nice job to get that knock right there to drive in a pair.
Jeremy Jeffress makes the mound to try to get out of this mess. There are 2 on with only 1 away.
24, Jeremy Jeffress.
Standing in now, Avisail Garcia, as he'll take a look at a high strike that time. It's 0-1. Looking at his career totals, Garcia hits a little over the 270 mark. The 0-1 pitch. Oh, he had him fooled there. No balls and 2 strikes.
The offensive approach here is simple. You know the pitcher's going for the K, so set your sights middle of the plate. And then don't worry about the infielders. They're so close, hard contact is a guaranteed ribby.
And smart to lay off there as the fastball misses. It's 1-2 now.
Big spot right here. That's a great pitch to try and see if you could get him to fish outside the zone. He's still in the driver's seat right now, and I'd expect something else to miss off the plate.
The 1-2. Clips the inside corner for strike 3.
The first baseman.
Now at the plate, Jed Jerko. He's working on a 1 for 3 thus far. First pitch of the at-bat on its way. And he takes ball 1. 3 runs already home here. A ball and a strike.
Hey, looks like this guy's going to work in the upper part of the strike zone. It'll be interesting to see if this lineup can adjust to the way he pitches.
The set and the 1-1. This is skied into short left center. Schwarber is there, and he'll put it away to retire the side. So they pick up 3 runs on 4 base hits, no errors, and 2 men left stranded. We'll move on now to the bottom half of the 7th. Get up and stretch. It's the Brewers 3 and the Cubs 1. Anthony Rizzo stands in now. It's been an 0-for-2 effort for him to this point.
Even though we're moving into the back end of this game, they're only down by a couple of runs. You know that old slogan of bloop and a blast? They could certainly use that right now.
Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes. Right side, defense aligned perfectly. Sogard is there. Throw to first is in time for the first out.
Up next for the Cubs, the left fielder, Kyle Schwarber.
Stepping into the box, Kyle Schwarber. He's 1 for 2 in the ball game. Infield shifted well to the right. Here's the first pitch.
No, that's no.
Now some movement out in the Milwaukee bullpen. Both a lefty and a right-hander have begun to stretch it out. Here it comes, 1-0. Sinker gets the outside for a strike. Pulled toward right center field. Kane is there as he had to travel a ways, but he makes the catch deep in the alley for the second out.
Number 21, Steven Souza Jr.
Coming to the plate now, Steven Souza, 1 for 2 on his line so far in the game. First pitch on its way.
Hey, it's always key getting early strikes in a count. This guy's been awesome at it so far. More than 70% of his first pitches have been in the strike zone.
Well, that's off the
And there's a fastball well off the plate inside.
You know, over the course of a full season, you're going to have some clunkers, and this certainly looks like one. By the look on the manager's face, he's going to probably call a meeting after this.
2-1 now to Steven Souza. Got him to reach for it there as this is grounded to short. Arcia fields it cleanly, and that will conclude matters here in the 7th. Cubs are down in order. They still trail it here 3-1. New inning set to get underway, and that'll give way to the veteran second baseman, Eric Sogard. Here's the first pitch to him. And a good fastball there, but this just misses the zone for ball 1. Ready with the 1-0 pitch. Good fastball down around the knees there, taken for a strike. And he lays off it to even the count 2-2.
2 strikes.
Outside and a full count 3-2.
Every base runner in a close game like this really matters, so you can't afford to be giving out free passes this late.
Grounded back up the middle.
Oh, and he can't pick it up cleanly. And they'll have no play as he reaches first base safely.
Nice effort by the shortstop right there. Kept it in front of him. That's all he could do right there, Dan.
You know, Dero, in a spot like that, that's an infield single. That's a tough play. Just to knock that ball down was a pretty good job. But any way you look at it, that should be scored a base hit, and I'm sure it was.
Stepping in now, Manny Pena, as he will take a look at strike one on a fastball right down the pipe. Ready with the 0-1. He couldn't catch up with the gas that time.
2 mid-90s fastballs and you're down 0-2. This is where you got to take a deep breath and pot commit. You're either all in on another fastball or you're finding a way to stay back to attack something off speed.
And a good 2-strike pitch, but he misses high 1 and 2.
He tried to climb the ladder right there, and I don't blame him. Now he's got those sights elevated. Don't be surprised with something off speed in the dirt.
In the dirt here, but it won't skip away far enough for the runner to advance. Swung on and hit deep to left center. Going back is the left fielder into the bleachers and gone. So a 2-run shot to left center. 6th home run on the season for him as they stretch the lead to 5-1.
Yeah, and that home run is an absolute backbreaker. You still have some baseball left to play here, but with a 4-run lead, it could be a non-save situation. So they might get the rest of their closer the rest of the day. 4 runs feels awfully good.
Ryan Tepera will come on now, and he'll slide into the 7 spot in the lineup following the double switch. Jason Hayward will also come on now as he'll move into the pitcher's number 9 hold in the order here on that double switch.
Number 22, Jason Hayward. Now batting, shortstop, Orlando.
At the plate, Orlando Arcia, as he'll take a look at a high strike here on the outside corner. It's 0-1. He's working on a 1-for-2 game so far. Oh, can't spot the cutter any better than that. 0-2 now. No outs, nobody on. And a check swing. Did he go around? No, says the first base umpire. It's ball 1. Did a good job to shorten up and protect the plate, and he'll have another shot at it here. He'll try again, 1-2. And a good take there will push it to 2-2 now on the Brewers shortstop. And the pitch. Swing and a miss on the slider, and that's out number 1.
Classic slider down and away for the strikeout there. Not a whole lot to say about that pitch that hasn't been said a million times already. That's just a real tough pitch for a hitter to pick up out of a pitcher's hand, so they end up chasing when they're in protect mode.
Into the box now, Brett Anderson, as he'll take one on the inside corner at the knees. It's strike 1. Lifted down the line in left. And this will wind up a foul ball. And he strikes him out as well. So make it back-to-back punch-outs here to the first two men he faces out of the bullpen. Now back to the top of the lineup. Stepping in, Lorenzo Cain. He's got 3 hits, including a double to this point. First delivery to him on the way. And that misses for ball 1. The 1-0. Rolled slowly down the first baseline. 2 out, nobody on. And there's ball 2 now. Hit back up the middle. Throw on to first gets him, and the side is retired. But the Brewers do get 2 on this 2-run home run. On now to the bottom of inning number 8. It's the Brewers 5 and the Cubs 1. Leading off the inning, Albert Almora, and they'll need him to get something going here.
It doesn't look very promising so far in this one as we move into the later innings. Down by a bundle, it's time to get some base runners and hopefully a long ball to get them back into this one.
The windup and the 0-1. Behind 0-2 now. Nothing in 2 count, and the pitch. And they really bunch him up on that one as he swings and misses for the first out. That was a nasty looking slider that time.
Yeah, that was really well executed, Matt. A classic strikeout pitch. You think it's fastball middle in, then it starts bearing in on your back leg, and unless you hit it out front, there's nothing much you can do with that.
Here's Jason Hayward now. As he'll take a look at ball 1. Enters play here at 279. 15 long balls, 26 RBIs. Now the 1-0. There's a sinker that misses for a ball.
I don't blame him for not coming over the heart of the plate. He circled this guy on the lineup card when he got to the yard today. He's been swinging one of the hotter bats in the game.
Two balls and a strike.
You could bet he wants that one back at the plate right now. That's a pitch you normally see a guy drive if he has the right approach going.
5-1 our score as we play the 8th. And he goes against the shift there as this is on the ground to the left side. And no chance on the throw here as he reaches first easily. Cutting it close here, but he comes through in the 8th to extend his hitting streak.
Yeah, and he was staring at his last at-bat right there, probably his last at-bat. Would have been tough to get him another AB in this one, but he's able to get it done.
Hey, better late than never, and I'm sure when he walked into that batter's box right there, he's thinking, this very well could be my last AB of this game, so if I'm going to keep this streak alive, I'm going to have to do it right now.
1 for 2 in the ball game thus far. The set and the 1-0 pitch. And this is pop foul, but perhaps playable behind first. But this will land untouched. Two balls and a strike to Javi Baez.
Man, that's a great take right there. Backdoor slider just missed the outside corner. This guy must have a really good eye. Most guys swing at that pitch.
Now the 2-1. Ripped down the first base line, but this will wind up a foul ball. 2-2. Two and two now to Baez. Swing and a miss on the changeup, and there are 2 gone.
The batter, number 13.
Digging in and looking for more, David Bodie. It was a single for him in his last at-bat.
Yeah, guys, everyone knows he's been slumping. Dan, you can certainly attest to this, only amassing a solid 1 hit in your entire career. But pressure's off now. Maybe he gets hot.
Something that stood out to me in this game is the lineup's lack of a solid plan at the plate. Seems like way too many guys are chasing pitches out of the zone and trying to hit pitchers like that one down and away. There's no success in that.
So now they'll have runners on the corners with 2 away.
The batter, the third baseman, Ryan.
Now the Brewers manager's up out of the dugout on his way to the mound. And that's going to be the end now for Brett Anderson. So he'll leave after a strong 7 2/3 here, as he'll hope the bullpen can get the final 4 outs to secure his victory. Ray Black enters here looking to get the final out before the 9th inning.
Number 50, Ray Black.
Here's Chris Bryant now, and with men on base and 2 away, it feels like this at-bat could go a long way toward deciding this thing.
No doubt, Matt. A base hit here changes this game quite a bit, but if they can't score here, it looks pretty bleak for them heading into the last couple of innings.
From the stretch, strike 1 to start the at-bat. Trying to hang a 0. Here's the pitch.
1-1.
And that misses. 1-1. And now action in the bullpen as their closer starts to get loose out there. The 1-1 home. Hit down the line at first. Jerko fields it cleanly, and he'll step on the bag himself, and the inning is over. Cubs strand a couple. They're down 5-1. Craig Kimbrell enters from the pen to start the 9th inning, as he'll try to keep the score right where it is heading to the bottom of the 9th. All set for the start of the inning, and that'll bring up the versatile utility man, Brock Holt.
Brock Holt.
He's ready. Here's the first offering.
Down 1-1.
A 1-1 count. Here's the pitch.
Pretty good pitch right there. Fastball in off the plate. One of the things you want to do as a pitcher, try to stand those hitters up.
Popped him up. Rizzo has a play. 1 out.
Up next for Milwaukee.
That's exactly what they wanted out of that pitch up in the zone. They took him up the ladder, and he couldn't get up to it. So that was an easy pop-out. Well-executed pitch there.
At the plate, Christian Yelich. He comes into this appearance in the midst of a 1-for-4 day. First delivery to him on the way. A bouncer up the middle. And that's the second out.
The left fielder, number 24, Avisail Garcia.
Next for Milwaukee, Avisail Garcia. He got called out on strikes his last time through.
Yeah, Matty, that was a tough strikeout, a big strikeout in this game, too. If you think back, there were two guys in scoring position, so he has to be looking for much more out of his AB this time.
The 1-0. A swing and a miss, strike one.
Man, this guy's been locked in all game long. I don't know where that ugly swing just came from.
Bases are empty here with 2 men out. Two and one. And he popped him up. And that's in there. Base hit.
Well, that's what's so disappointing as a pitcher, D-Row. You make a really good pitch, and yet this guy's so big and so strong, he's able to muscle it into right field for a base hit.
Yeah, you hand your batting gloves to the first base coach right there, and you thank your lucky stars. That's a nice AB.
At the plate now, Jed Jerko. As he takes a called strike at the knees, it's 0-1. It was a flyout for him in his last trip. Setting him up inside as he swings and misses for strike two.
0-2 count. You could do just about anything you want right now. Up, down, in, out, hard, soft. Good time to be a pitcher.
And he struck him out. So a good pitch there, and now they're going to need to string some hits together in this last at-bat if they want to get back in this thing. Milwaukee leaves one. They're up 5-1. Brent Suter, a 6'5" left-hander, takes over on the mound now.
Number 35, Brent Suter.
All set for the bottom of the ninth, and Wilson Contreras digs in at the plate.
Wilson Contreras.
First pitch of the at-bat. Tried to check it, and it's 0-1.
0-1 for count.
Maybe trying to back him up a bit there with the fastball. Action now in the Milwaukee bullpen as they'll have a right-hander loosen up. A little bit outside. 2-1. Now a ball pulled hard but foul off to the left. The 2-2. Sent in the air out to straightaway center. Kane is under it. 1 out.
First baseman.
Now to the plate, Anthony Rizzo. No hits in 3 tries so far. He's struck out once. First pitch coming. Here it is. Lefty against lefty here as this is taken for a ball. 1-0. The pitch. One out, nobody on. Fouled away. And a changeup here, but that's taken low in the dirt for a ball. And this is in a bit tight, maybe above the letters as well, so it's a full count now, 3-2. And it's fouled away. Payoff pitch one more time. He loses him on ball 4.
The batter, the left fielder, Kyle.
Stepping in, Kyle Schwarber. He flew out in his last at-bat. Here comes the first pitch. Pitch taken several inches below the zone, in fact. It's Brett Anderson in line for the victory, barring a ninth inning collapse here. Runner at first here, one man out. One ball, one strike to count. The 1-1 takes a pass and misses. That's strike 2. The 1-2. To 2 balls and 2 strikes now. The 2-2 pulled high in the air out to right field. Yelich is after it. He gets there and makes the play for the second out of the inning.
Now batting, the pitcher, Greg Kimbrough.
Nico Horner will look for some 2-out magic here as he'll pinch hit with 2 gone and a runner at first.
Nico Horner.
Strike taken up in the zone.
0-1.
2 out with the man at first. And 1-1 as this one's in on the hands. No offer on that one. 2 balls and a strike. Now the 2-1 pitch. The Cubs are down to their final strike here. Too high, ball 3.
Great take right there, but the last thing you want to do is be called out on strikes to end the game.
A runner on first with 2 away. And he lays off, ball 4, so he comes right off the bench and works the walk. Usually easier said than done.
That is just a great at-bat there. When you're down late, you need base runners any way you can get them, and that never say die mentality could be the difference. We'll see how it plays out.
Josh Hader takes the ball now in inning number 9, looking to close the door.
Number 71, Josh Hader.
And now here's the versatile outfielder Albert Almora Jr. And these guys are making a little push here. You have to like the effort despite the odds.
Yeah, you really do, Matt. Look, they still have a significant hill to climb, but hey, they string a couple of hits together here, and all of a sudden this thing feels doable.
First delivery to him on the way.
1-1.
2 men are on with 2 men out. Oh, much too tardy on the fastball. 1-1.
I think it's about time to choke up on that bat and get that foot down. He's awfully tardy right now.
High in the air and deep to straightaway left. Into the bleachers and out of here.
That, my friends, is a cardinal sin for any closer. You can't give up the long ball. Good thing for him, he still has the lead. We'll see now if he can rebound and actually keep it.
Up next to the pad.
So that'll bring up Jason Hayward, and he'll watch one miss up and away for a ball. 1-0. Hader, a 6'3" left-hander, is in the midst of a strong season, and the fans have taken notice. He's currently leading all National League closers in All-Star votes.
Hey, hats off to this guy right now. It wouldn't have been my first guess if I was thinking about who was leading at this position. But you know what? He's played very...
He brings it in, and the Brewers have taken the first 3 games in this 4-game set. They'll look to sweep tomorrow as the ball game is over.
Yeah, and in this game, you always try to find a way to be hopeful. They win the first game of a new month and are now looking to keep it rolling the rest of the way.
This evening's game comes to an end. 5-4, the final tally. The Milwaukee Brewers used a 3-run 7th to help propel them to the win. Brett Anderson earns win number 7 on the season. Jose Quintana pitched well, allowing only 2 earned, but ends up taking the loss. So that's a wrap here tonight. For Mark DeRosa, Dan Plesac, and Heidi Watney, this is Matt Vasgersian. You've been watching MLB The Show. For more, find us on Twitter at MLB The Show.
The final line score for our ball game tonight. For the victorious Brewers, 5 runs on 14 hits, no errors. They left 9 runners on base. For the Cubs, 4 runs on 8 hits, no errors. They left 6 men on base. The winning pitcher is Brett Anderson. His record is now 7-3. The loss goes to Jose Quintana. He falls to 4-8. Time of the ball game, 3 hours and 16 minutes. Tonight's paid attendance at Wrigley Field, 41,649. As always, we thank you for your support of Chicago Cubs baseball and remind you to please drive home safely.